like a dreamer. Fly all over the world. Open your shut so the world can see. You're a beautiful pearl. Live your day like you mean it. And don't forget who you are. You're free to go anywhere. There's no distance too far. And I just can't get enough of your energy. I just can't get enough. You're the spark shining in the dark. Oh, 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 love.
Welcome to It Is What It Is with Cindy Seville. So happy you're here. It Is What It Is a show, as you know, with real people telling real life stories, stories of adversity. Everybody's dealt with something and we all have a story. How did these people deal with their adversity, overcome their adversity, and inspire others by telling their stories? So I bring these people on to share their stories. We can all relate to everybody on this show at some points in our lives. Now, mitzvah time. What's a mitzvah? A mitzvah is a good deed. We should do lots of mitzvot. Mitzvot means many mitzvahs. I love hearing people talk about their mitzvahs. A mitzvah, like I said, it's a Hebrew word, but you don't have to be Jewish to know what a mitzvah is or to do a mitzvah. So I'm going to tell you, because it's October and it is Breast Cancer Month, Awareness Month, and I am a breast cancer survivor, I'm going to give you some advice. Give you some mitzvahs that you can do for other people that are maybe going through something difficult, especially breast cancer. So if you know somebody dealing with, going through chemo or radiation, or maybe they had surgery of some type, a double mastectomy like I did, what do you do for these people? Because of my book, because of my experiences, because of how outspoken I am, doing public talks and all of that, my show, people reach out to me all the time and they say, my mother was just diagnosed with breast cancer. My friend was just diagnosed with breast cancer. Whatever. What do I do? How do I help them? I'm going to tell you, the first thing is, don't ask them how you can help them. Just do something. Don't say, if you need something, I'll be there for you. If you need something, I can do it for you. Just do it. For example, things that helped me was shopping, grocery shopping, food. People prepared food. I had so much food in my house. I've never had that much food in my fridge in my entire life. But people went out of their way to help without asking me, because I would say no. I'm very proud, and most people are, and they don't want to ask for help. And they don't want to feel vulnerable. Another woman brought me a blanket, a hand knit blanket, shawl rather, to put over my shoulders. And somebody brought me a little lap blanket, because what do you do after surgery? You're recovering, you're recuperating, you're not moving much. You might be a little chilly. Somebody came and mowed my grass and cut the weeds back, because I couldn't do it. Single mom, I couldn't do it. And I really didn't have the money to hire people to do things. My front door wasn't opening well, it was sticky, and I didn't have the strength to open the front door, believe it or not, because the settling. Somebody came and they fixed my door for me. I mean, those are incredible things. Little things go a big way. Sending a pizza, it goes a big way. So, don't ask, just do. Let's talk about the giveaway. Because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the giveaway, of course, is my book. It is what it fucking is. And it's my book all about my journey with breast cancer. And it really says it like it is. On the back here, I don't usually get too much into my book when I talk about the giveaway, but on the back is a warning label. And it actually says, this book contains graphic and vulgar content which may be offensive to some. So if you're not okay with graphic and vulgar, don't pick up my book. Don't buy it. There's a book full of fucks. It's the only word that can adequately describe cancer. So this is a giveaway. The only way to win is if you comment, like, and share. So make sure you please comment, like, and share the show. I got to thank all my supporters. You guys are amazing. And just know I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, when we come back from this quick commercial break, you're going to meet a gentleman. His name is Bill Stacks. Bill Stacks rose from a life of crime and is now Oh my God, way too. I can't give it away. But it's now inspiring so many people in so many ways. So when we come back, you're going to meet Bill. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Silvermine at Home, a Connecticut-based non-medical home care agency servicing Connecticut and parts of New York. Silvermine caters to their clients' needs while offering peace of mind to their families so their loved one can age in place and live their best life possible. Call today to see how they can make a difference in you or your loved one's life. Our family caring for yours. Visit silvermineathome.com or call 203-228-5007.
Welcome to It Is What It Is with Cindy Seville. We are here with Bill Stacks. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Oh, I'm thrilled that you took the time to be on. We have lots to talk about because, number one, you've got your own talk show, so you're a good talker.
Thank you.
And let's get right into it. Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Bristol, Connecticut, and my name's Bill Stacks. I have a show called Chatting with Stacks on YouTube, and I've had a colorful past, if you would say. I started getting in trouble when I was a young kid, and I had a good life growing up. It was a really good upbringing. Like, my family life was good. My father wasn't around in the beginning, but family life was really good. I grew up in Connecticut, in a normal home, and my life took a detour when I was younger, causing mischief and things, and it caught up with me, and I ended up going to prison, in and out of prison for years, and I ended up getting my life together, and here I am on your show explaining my trials and tribulations so I could try to prevent other people from doing the same thing that I did.
Which is awesome. I mean, you really are a true inspiration. You are out there pounding the pavement. I love all that you're doing. But I want to talk about, because we're going to get into that in the later segments. What age were you when, and what was it like? How did you get involved, and how did you take that detour?
So when I was young, around maybe 10, 11, I used to be out in the neighborhood. I grew up in a housing project. So there was a lot of kids around, and we always used to be out running around, causing mischief. And I would always take it go the extra length, People wouldn't do things, I'd do it. And I'd end up getting in trouble, and I'd turn around, everyone else would be gone, and I'd be sitting there holding the matches or something.
Right.
And I'd be in trouble for it. So I looked up to these people in the street. I always wanted to be around them. I looked up to them. I didn't have a real father figure, so I think I was looking for acceptance. So I'd be out in the streets all the time. I'd be sneaking out of the house. And then the first time I got in trouble with the police, I was around 10 years old. I was at a school, and I was with another kid. I had a book of matches. I threw a match in the dumpster, and there was papers in there, and it caught on fire. And I was running back to my house, and there was a big plume of smoke. And I told the kid on the way home that I did that, and he told on me. Cops knocked on the door, and it started there. That was the first police interactions I had. Right. I don't think I was really scared. I wasn't scared. I think where I grew up, it was like a rite of passage to go to prison. People were like expecting to go. Like it was like kind of like a college for criminals.
Right.
And
I
when I first
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Again, it's what you grew up in. It's what you grew up seeing. And did your mom work? Was she working full time?
yes, she worked for Yukon Health Center when I was growing up. So she really had a stable life. Like it wasn't like she was showing me bad things. It wasn't I wasn't in an environment where I should have been gravitating towards these things, but I was into rap music when I was a kid. I don't know if that had any influence over me, but I just always wanted to be out and causing trouble. And then drugs came into the picture. I started experimenting with drugs around 12, 13 years old,
So young.
pot,
I was young.
and then alcohol.
Okay.
And I'd be at a school dance and they'd catch me drunk. They'd call my mother. She'd come and pick me up. I'd be in trouble. You know, it was like constant trouble.
Right.
There was always something going on.
Your poor mother.
Yeah, it was bad. I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm making up for it now.
Well, oh God. So what landed you in jail or prison?
So the first time I was like I was saying, I was young. I was committing crimes with these other kids that were, because they, back in the day, this was in the early 90s. There was a lot of gangs in
You're
my
young.
I'm 43 now.
You're young.
Yeah. So I used to run to the projects and buy drugs for people if they wanted it. I'd go and buy alcohol at the bootlegger. We'd run off and steal cars. So I ended up joining this gang, a gang called 20 Love in Connecticut. They're no longer around. It ended up dissolving, but they were pretty big back then. There was a lot of people in it, and I was the person that would go do stuff. I was involved with stealing cars. The first time I got arrested was a stolen car. We were on a high-speed chase with the cops. We ended up crashing the car. We got out of the car and ran. The cops grabbed us. And the person I was with was like 24 years old. And I was 14.
And you were who was driving? Were you driving?
So I was driving when we ran from the cops, and then I pulled the car over and he got in the driver's seat and then crashed the car.
Oh God.
So we get out of the car and we run. When the cops catch us, I'm like a young punk. So I'm like, I'm going to take the blame for it. Don't worry. And, he just kept his mouth shut and I took the blame for it. So they ended up putting me on probation. And of course, I'm not going to, go with the stipulations of probation. I'm going to violate it because that's just,
That's what you did.
Yeah, I'm a kid that's wilding out. So
Exactly.
I get out. Like, I remember the first day I got out on bond from stealing the car. I went out that night, stole another car.
Oh my God.
It's like, what are you thinking, man? You just got out from stealing a car and you get out and you go do the same exact thing.
Exactly. Oh my God. The adrenaline. It's probably what it was.
I think
right?
a lot of it was the adrenaline and the exhilaration of things.
The thrill.
Yeah.
It's got to be exhilarating and the danger, the thrill of danger,
Like being in someone's car and necking the steering column, and while the person's running out of their front door
God.
and coming banging on the window, it's pretty crazy feeling.
Oh my God. What other kinds of things did you do?
We would steal alcohol from liquor trucks when they would pull up to the liquor stores. We would just run in the truck, grab alcohol, and take off. We would back then you used to be able to pump your gas first. So when we would steal cars, we would normally steal them from church parking lots.
Church parking lots.
Forgive me, God.
Such like an oxymoron.
It was bad.
Oh God.
But
I love it. You go
so
to confession, you steal a car.
I do not. I go to confession now. So
Yeah.
and I keep my car locked when I go to confession.
Right. Oh,
You
that's
go to church, lock your car.
lock your car no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's funny. So then you started at the age of 10, and what was the longest stint that you did in jail?
About 2 years
Okay.
straight.
So not crazy. And then when was the last time you were in prison? Do you call it
Uh,
jail or prison, or does it matter?
well, jail is when you first get arrested. They put you in jail.
Okay.
That's where they hold you. So jail, you catch a speeding ticket, you got a whole bunch, they're putting you in jail. You
Okay.
get arrested for stealing, you're going to jail. You get murder, you're going to jail, and you wait for your case to be heard. Once you get sentenced, then you go to prison.
Okay. I got
That's how it goes. So the last time I was in prison was about 11 years ago. 2009 was the last time I walked out of prison, and I never looked back. And I don't plan on it.
No, you've been living a good life, and listen, live and learn, right? We all make
Yeah.
mistakes, and you have a daughter, right?
Yeah, 17 years old. Shout out to my daughter, Kai.
She's beautiful. I've seen pictures.
Thank you.
And, listen, now you have to be a father, a good role model for your daughter, and you don't want your daughter ending up in that kind of lifestyle.
Absolutely not. So last year I got a phone call saying my daughter was involved with in a car accident. And I was freaking out, the panic in you being a parent. So I find out that she was the only one in the car that had her seatbelt on. Everyone in the car had broken bones.
Wow.
But I mean, she had her seatbelt on. So but the terror that you feel when something happened, I can imagine how I put my mom through all that stuff. And if I can prevent somebody else's mom from going through the stuff my mom had to go through with me, then I'll be glad to do it.
Oh my God, all moms will be so grateful. I have
Yeah.
to say, I'm pretty blessed also. I mean, sounds like your daughter's been amazing, great girl. No trouble. Thank God, I was a good kid. I didn't give my parents any trouble. And thank God, karma came my way in the sense that my kids also, no trouble, thank goodness. But oh God, I know other parents that same as your mom, constantly. I mean, I had a neighbor, her kids, 5 kids, always into something. Always, and
Yeah.
and I love those kids. I used to take them under my wing. I felt so bad for the mom though. So let me ask you something. I kind of scoured through your Facebook and social media and all that. What does this mean? I'm going to spell it Omerta.
Omerta.
What is that?
Omerta means the code of silence. So in the world of the mafia or gangs or whatever world you're in, Omerta means to keep your mouth shut. If people are coming at you, the police are trying to ask you questions about your friend, you keep your mouth shut. Omerta. That's what it's supposed to mean.
Is that like a different language?
I think it's Italian.
Okay.
It comes from the mafia, its connections with the mafia and things like that.
Right. Did you have connections back then?
No, but one of the kids that I was in the gang with, his grandfather was Genovese. His last name was Genovese. He was involved with the family. There's a lot of connections with the mafia in Connecticut that a lot of people don't know about. The Nutmeg Mafia. And I'm going to be diving into some of that stuff on my show.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And you have your tattoos. Are there any of your tattoos? I've seen pictures. I love tattoos. I love ink. I have quite a bit of ink. People don't know it because I don't put it anywhere except for the breasts that I do show off because I'm very proud of them because I work very hard for them. 8 breast surgeries, breast cancer. So I do show them off. I show the tattoos off. But, any of them, any significance, having to do like gang related or inspirational or anything like that?
So I did have gang related tattoos when I was younger. And when I was 16, 17, I caught a serious case. I got a possession of a sawed off shotgun in the commission of a crime. We were going to someone's house and they charged me with home invasion, and we had a gun on us. And I had gang tattoos then. And before I went to prison, I had it covered up because I got bonded out of jail. And I got the gang tattoos covered up. But all my tattoos mean something to me.
Right.
But I think the most important one is I have one on my temple up here or over here that says smile. And I was really depressed, and it was around 2008, I think it was. And I had thoughts of suicide, and like I really wanted to die then.
Wow.
I was an alcoholic, full blown. I was involved with drugs, and I just didn't want to do this anymore. I didn't want to deal with anything. And I like had it in my mind to die that day. And something in me told me to go get a tattoo and then think about it after that. So I had my friend come, and he did this tattoo. He's passed away now. He died of a drug overdose. Kyle, shout out to Kyle. And it changed my mind, and I didn't want to die after I got the tattoo done.
Wow.
So I always look at the tattoo that says smile on my temple in it.
That's
And
awesome. He helped save your life.
yeah.
He helped save your life. Kudos to him. Yeah, shout out to him. Well, listen, we're going to end this little segment, but don't go anywhere. So much more from Bill Stacks when we come back after this commercial break.
Do you or a loved one need the care of a nursing home? A vibrant community to call home where there are healthcare professionals available 24/7? Candlewood Valley Health and Rehabilitation, located in New Milford, Connecticut, has been offering award-winning care for over 40 years. Whether you are rehabilitating from a cardiac procedure or hip replacement, or seeking a place for your loved one to live where he or she can receive top-notch health care, our team is at the ready. We also accept veteran benefits and offer a special secure memory care unit for residents with Alzheimer's or cognitive-related conditions. Call us at 860-355-0971. Candlewood Valley Health and Rehabilitation, a place to heal and thrive. Ballas Associates, sales, service, and support for all your computer and PC networking needs. Whether it's wired or wireless, upgrades or repairs, backup or disaster recovery, we can provide the solutions to all your PC needs. No need to get frustrated. You know a guy. Just call Ballas Associates at 203-792-2300. That's 203-792-2300. Or visit them online at ballasassociates.com.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is with Cindy Seville and Bill Stacks. All right, welcome back, Bill.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you mentioned you got involved heavily into alcohol, right? Alcohol, drugs, recovery. You talk about recovery. How did you recover? How did you get yourself out of that?
So, life is has its ups and downs, and it was a long road. I've tried to get sober in the past, but I've only had little spurts here and there, 30 days, couple days here, couple days there. And I was like really heavily involved with drugs. I was into heroin, cocaine, alcohol every day. I would wake up shaking. I had to have a drink. It was terrible. It was a terrible way to live.
Yeah.
Like I'd probably rather be in prison than be stuck as that person again.
Right.
And I think the point that really changed my life, my mother got breast cancer, and I needed to be here for her. And I really started to take evaluation of where my life was going and what I was doing with myself. And I put a conscious effort to get sober and really really do it this time instead of trying. I tried to do it, this and that. I'm doing it. I'm not trying this time.
Right. And you did it. And you did it. And speaking of your mom and breast cancer, thank God she's doing well, right?
Yeah, she's in remission. Shout out to my mom.
God.
That
Thank
it was a long road. I mean, you know, the radiation burns to the chemo and losing the
surgery.
hair and surgery and everything. It's a scary situation.
Very scary. And she happens to love my book, right?
Yeah. She's in the midst of reading it right now. She's almost done with it. I went in her room the other night. She was knocked out with the book, like sleeping with it. And I'm like, that's awesome.
I
And
love
so
it.
I'm gonna ask her. I sent you a picture of her with your book. She said that you could post the picture. So
Okay, awesome.
um,
Awesome. Thank you. I'm definitely going to. She doesn't mind all the fucks in the book.
no. She's like, this is perfect for me.
It's, I tell everyone that, again, there's a warning label on the back because lots of fucks in the book, because that's the only word I can equate to cancer. It's the only word powerful enough in my mind. So I'm glad she's enjoying it.
I have a quick funny story about
Yeah, tell
when
me.
she had cancer. So my mom had cancer and we were having a little party thing for her. So I went to the place that makes cakes and I'm like, can you write fuck cancer on there? And they're like, well, I don't want to write swear word on there. She's like, I can't write swear word on there.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, give me the thing, I'll write. So she let me write it and it's all squiggly. I'll send you a picture of that
I
too.
would love to see it. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's so funny because it is so. All right, there's a woman who got a license plate, and I talk about this a lot, and it's F cancer. And they actually, I don't know if it's in Massachusetts or Rhode Island, it's closer to you. And she's fighting with attorneys now because they issued it and now they want it back. How can you take it back? You issued it, and because they said it's vulgar. But what's vulgar about it? It's the letter F and cancer. And I think it's awesome. So she has an attorney. It's freedom of speech, freedom of whatever, expression of. And I told her, I said, I support you. When you're ready to come on my show, come. She says, I'm going to come with my attorney. But how crazy is that? Like, what's so bad about that? And what's so bad about writing fuck cancer on a birthday or, on a celebration cake?
Some people take real offense to that word,
Yeah, very uptight people.
Yeah. The woke culture.
So let me ask you, how do you inspire others? I mean, what inspires you to be a better person every day? And how do you inspire others?
So one of the things is I was sitting here. I've been sober for about 6 months at the time, maybe a little longer. And I was like, how can I reach people, explain my story and the dark places I've been with helping people at the same time. And I'm like, I could start a podcast. I can start a podcast and talk about my past experiences in prison and I started to do that and it started to reach people. I got 1,000 subscribers. I was like, damn, I'm getting somewhere with it because I seen all these other people doing it and I'm like, I know I can do that too.
Yeah.
I can do exactly what they're doing. So then it started growing and growing and now I'm almost at I think I'm about to hit 4,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And it's amazing.
That's awesome. How long have you been doing this show?
About 2 years.
Good for you. Good for you. Now, how many shows do you have a week, would you say?
I try to do one every day. Every day I try to do a show.
That's awesome.
Here and there I'll skip a couple days. But I mainly started in the mob genre because I wanted to get the underworld feel, like get people attracted to it, and then give my message to them once they're in the door. You know what I mean?
Right. It's funny. I grew up in Connecticut also. I live in Connecticut, as you know. And my dad owned a lot of property like in Bridgeport. I don't know if you know Bridgeport.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and he had bought the property in like the Lower East Side. My mother opened a restaurant in one of the, the buildings, and I got to say, it wasn't the best area. And we were there for breakfast and lunch, and I would go help. We had all the bars that came down, and we had to lock everything at night. But nobody ever messed with us because they all respected my dad because he was really good to all of his tenants. I mean, he treated everyone the way he wanted to be treated. He treated everybody, with respect. And but there were lots of gangs back then, I remember, and shootouts, and literally like the building we were in was on the corner. I remember corner of East Main and Shelton Street in Bridgeport. And there were times where we'd have to lock the door, you know, duck. But I even remember stories like these two brothers and a cousin would come in and every morning for breakfast, and I couldn't cook it. I was like 19, 18, years old at the time. And they came in early, and none of the chefs were there, and I had to like pretend to cook. I couldn't. I didn't know how to cook. So one of the guys cooked. One of the guys actually cooked his own breakfast for the three of them. He puts the apron. He's in the kitchen. My mother comes in. She's like, "What is going on here?" Turns out, and I love these guys. Well, one of them one brother killed the other brother, and like we were kind of immersed in this. I didn't live there, but because of the property and because of the restaurant and all, I got to know a lot of the people there, and I tell you, I love them. But there were a lot of gangs back then.
I think a lot of people don't know that Connecticut has a lot of gangs in this state. There's a lot of gangs. There's a lot of mob connections. Because it's right in the middle of Boston and New York. It's a prime real estate for that type of thing. And
Yeah.
people think it's just trees and rich people, and it's not like that. There's lower class people here too.
There definitely are. There definitely are. Now, do you think, are there still gangs, like gangs,
Yeah.
There are.
Yeah.
There's still a bunch. Okay.
The Los Solitos, the Bloods, there's MS-13. I've seen taggings on walls from all of them.
It's funny because I'm a biker, badass biker bitch. That's what I like to think I am.
Yeah, I saw your thing, the bikers and boobies.
Yeah.
Right? Shout
Yes.
out to you for that.
Raising money for breast cancer. Going to do that. Going to make it an annual thing, and going to next year and following years help have all the money go to the American Cancer Society. Went to another organization, but we're going to do it just bigger and better every year. And it was a lot of fun. I sold my motorcycle because I'm really not the best rider. I freely admit it, but I got to be smart. I'll hop on the back, but I love riding. But it's so funny because in the biker world, so many people will say, "Oh, the gangs." They're not gangs. They're clubs.
Hey, look at the police force. They could be a gang. They can be considered a gang. It's a group of people for one cause. That's all a gang is.
Exactly.
Real quick, I wanted to say, all the proceeds that go into my channel, I'm gonna buy toys for the kids at the homeless shelter in Bristol, Connecticut. So if anyone donates towards my channel, super chats, any of that stuff, I'm gonna buy toys this Christmas for the kids at the.
Make sure you take video and pictures.
Yeah, I did it last year, and I'm going to do the same thing this year.
Awesome. That's awesome. Let me ask you the support. Like you mentioned that as you were growing up and living that life of crime, involved in alcohol, drugs, and going to prison and all that. Did you find that you had support from a lot of people? Did you lose the support from some people? What happened?
I think all my friends, none of the people from the past are there. None of them.
Right.
None of them write you when you're in prison. None of them write you when you're in a rehab place. They don't pick up your phone calls. They don't care about you.
Right.
So like in the end, you have yourself and your immediate family. My grandmother was a big support system for me. She always let me call her from prison. She ended up passing away. Rest in peace to Grammy. My mother, my grandma, my brother. My family has been a big support system. But, they get to a point when you're so like in and out, and you're like half on the fence, half in, where they're just like, I'm done with this stuff.
Right.
until you get to a point where you're done with it.
Yeah. And thank God you got to that point.
Thank God.
But you're so right, because when you go through whatever it is you go through, it's who's really there for you. They might be there in the beginning, and then, I don't know, they get immersed in their own life, or they get, do they really, really care? And
Most
you
of
learn
the
who your
time,
friends are.
you got to ask them 2 questions. What are you doing here? And what do you want?
Yeah. Yes. 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 Exactly. Because when you have something to offer them, they're around. But when you have nothing to offer them, who is there? I've learned a lot when I went through my own personal journey with the breast cancer. Who is really, who I can count on and who I can't. And I will never forget, never forget. Because, people come back when everything is hunky-dory again. And, I lost a lot. I lost my business. I lost my breast. I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot. And family, friends. And, now that everything is great again, and I work hard to get to where I am, and I'm still working hard, all these people, they want to get back in my life. And I'm like, you know what? No,
Yeah, I'm
I don't
good.
forget.
Me too. Like, so someone made a comment on one of my videos the other day, and they said, "Hey, Bill, how come you're not friends with this one and that one and this one?" Ask them that question. Because you find out who people really are. And then once I distance myself, I'm the problem because I distance myself from them.
Right.
They didn't walk out of my life. I blocked them out of my life. So
Isn't that a great feeling? I love that
yeah.
that block button. Oh, I love it.
Oh man. So on my bathroom, on my show, when people are disrespectful, I tell them, put them in the bathroom. Just like on Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
Put everyone in the bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the catchphrase I use when people are disrespectful in the chat.
I love it. I love it.
Put them in the bathroom.
I love that show, Bronx Tale. Oh my
Me
God,
too.
I love it. Now, I want to end this little segment. We have about 10 seconds left. Something I saw again in your social media. The only man I fear is me. That's a quote that you put out there.
Yeah. So one of the only person I fear in this whole world is me. I'm scared of my own self and what I'll do. Like, I'm scared that I'd relapse. What would happen if I lose control? That's the reason why I wrote that.
I love it.
Because I need to keep myself in check. And I have to have that fear for myself so that I can keep in control,
Yeah, I found that to be very powerful. So I wanted to ask you about that and bring that up. So, we're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. More from Bill Stacks after this commercial break.
Silvermine at Home, a Connecticut-based non-medical home care agency servicing Connecticut and parts of New York. Silvermine caters to their clients' needs while offering peace of mind to their families so their loved one can age in place and live their best life possible. Call today to see how they can make a difference in you or your loved one's life. Our family caring for yours. Visit silvermineathome.com or call 203-228-5007. Do you or a loved one need the care of a nursing home? A vibrant community to call home where there are healthcare professionals available 24/7? Candlewood Valley Health and Rehabilitation, located in New Milford, Connecticut, has been offering award-winning care for over 40 years. Whether you are rehabilitating from a cardiac procedure or hip replacement, or seeking a place for your loved one to live where he or she can receive top-notch health care, our team is at the ready. We also accept veteran benefits and offer a special secure memory care unit for residents with Alzheimer's or cognitive-related conditions. Call us at 860-355-0971. Candlewood Valley Health and Rehabilitation, a place to heal and thrive.
Hey there! I'm Captain Split. I'm the superhero of swimming. I'll teach you to be water safe with all my swimming skills, along with all my singular friends Here in Splish Splashville, Myrtle the Turtle, Octi the Octopus, Starry the Starfish, and that's just a few. You'll learn all about what your body can do. My superpower is to teach with song and rhyme, and that helps you remember what you learn every time. You'll learn to float and you'll learn to swim, from blowing bubbles to jumping in. Each week, you'll learn something new. You'll be amazed at what your body can do. I'm so excited for you to see the show, but now Captain Splash has to go. See you soon. Bye.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is with Cindy Seville and Bill Stacks. There he is. There's the man. So, Bill, tell us about your show. You've interviewed so many fascinating people. Now, you had mentioned in the last segment that you really focus on the mafia.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about your show.
Yeah, so I tried to figure out a way that I could reach people and explain some of the things I've been through and reach out to some of the people that I admired growing up. So I started my show called Chatting with Stacks, where I interview different people from all walks of life, from actors to mafia people to people who survived tragic events. I've interviewed people from Larry Mazza to Frank DiDonato, Anthony DiDonato to Frank Calabrese to, there's so many of them, Stephen Gillian. I don't know if I mentioned him already.
No, you didn't.
There's a lot of them.
Fat Dave Gambino.
Which one?
Fat Dave Gambino.
Yeah, Dave. Shout out to Dave Icavetti. There was a lot of them. There's so many that I probably be here. Ramundi. Shout out to Ramundi too.
There you go.
There's a lot of them. I built a lot of good friendships over these past 2 years that I've been doing this, and it's been incredible. I've heard stories from all walks of life. Chicky, shout out to Chicky from
Love
Springfield.
Chicky. I gotta tell you, I love Chicky. Love, love, love. Yeah, shout out to you, Chicky.
Yeah, Chicky and Damien, they have good chemistry together, and they're going to be putting together a show soon.
That's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to that one.
So tell us a little bit about these stories. First of all, well, again, you told us why you focus on the mafia and all that, but tell me a couple of good stories. You know, some of your favorite interviews.
So probably one of my favorite interviews was probably Frank Calabrese from the Chicago Outfit. People know him from the Family Secrets trial. He's a hard interview to get. A lot of people can't interview. He won't do them. He won't do interviews. So if you can get an interview with Frank Calabrese, you're doing something right. Yeah. And another one is Anthony DiDonato. He is a hard person to get interviews from. And to be able to get into the door and reach some of these people, it's like amazing. Like I didn't think it would blow up to the point that it did. I thought it would just be like a little show I did and have a couple people watching. I didn't think I'd have 4,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's starting to turn into something that's it's very it feels good. It feels good to be at a different place in life, you know?
You know, and it's your passion too. It's, you know, it's you're bringing to life, you know, I mean, you came out of something so negative and you've turned your life around. And now, you know, in doing this, you're sharing your story, you're sharing other people's stories. It's what I feel I do also, you know, and really inspiring people, you know, through sharing. I say sharing is caring.
Hey, I want to show these people out here. If you're out there, you're 30 years old, you're 40 years old. You're like, where do I start? I'm addicted to alcohol. I'm messed up on drugs. Look at me. I was the same place. I was in the same place. Yeah. And you can do it too. I'm not anybody special. I'm not anything different than anybody else out there. If you're breathing, you're able to do exactly what I'm doing.
Absolutely. There's no excuse. Absolutely. No. So tell us a good story. Like all of these people that you're interviewing, you know, again, those that were involved with the mafia are now sharing their stories also to inspire others to say, hey, stay away from a life of crime, right?
I think some of them are attention seekers.
It could
A
be.
lot of them are, they just want the camera on them. They don't care who they're around. They don't care what show they're on. They'll just jump on anybody's shows
Right.
because they want the camera. They want people to acknowledge them, you know?
Right.
One of my favorite interviews that I ever did was, what's the guy's names in California that killed their parents? The two, Lyle Menendez.
Okay.
I interviewed Lyle Menendez. He called me from the prison.
Yeah.
I recorded the phone calls, and he was supposed to call me for like an in-depth interview, and he never ended up calling me back. So I took the phone call that we did and I released it, and they didn't like that. The Menendez camp didn't like that
Oh, really?
because I was supposed to talk to his wife about getting the interview together, and she wasn't answering the phone. She would not message me back.
Right.
And this was like 8 months I was trying to message her.
Wow.
So I'm like, I'm just going to release the phone call that I did with them. So
Well-
that's what I did, and they got pretty mad about it.
Well, I think, isn't it in the state of Connecticut you can actually record someone? It's legal to use as long as you know that, right? One person knows.
Well, a jail phone call, you're being recorded.
Oh, well, there you go.
They both, everybody knows. So I'm good. Matter of fact, I took that one down because I wanted to be respectful and not be like, oh, whatever, but I'm putting it back up.
Back up.
Go check out the Lyle Menendez interview with Chatting with Snacks.
There you go. You know what I love about you, Bill, is that you say it like it is. That's what kind of, drew me to you. I saw one of your shows. I'm like, first of all, the show that I saw, like there were a bunch of you on there that I really like and respect. And, and actually Al Brown, shout out to Al Brown, lots of shout outs today. I love Al. Al's a good friend of mine. And he told me to watch the show. And I'm so glad I did because I met you. But I really love that you say it like it is.
Hey, a lot of people don't like that. And I'm probably going to lose friends over it. And I probably have lost friends. But I don't care. Like, I'm going to tell you exactly how it is.
Yeah.
And whether I lose friends or not, it is what it is. I'm gonna speak the truth.
Hey, it is what it is with Cindy Seville.
I tell people if I got beat up in a story, I'll tell them.
Yeah.
I have no shame in my game. I was a bad person before. I did bad things. I've been arrested for bad things, in and out of prison for a long time. I was a blemish in society. I wasn't like a shining star. And I just want to try to right my wrongs. I go to church every week now. I want to give a shout out to briansangels.org. She's a lady who really helped me in my transformation. And she helps the community. She gets people tents and blankets and food. She feeds them lunch.
Wow.
And I just want to give a shout out to her. She lost her son. He committed suicide.
Oh.
And she dedicated her life to helping people that are less fortunate. And I go down there and I volunteer. And if you're out there in your community and they need help, go give some help.
Where is she based out of? Out of Bristol?
In Bristol on Center Street and Prospect.
You'll have to give me the information because I know someone who's going to be working in Bristol soon, and they do a lot of community outreach, and so that would be a great connection, and they could benefit. Your friend could benefit, so that's doing great things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
I gotta have you on my show sometime too.
I can't wait. Am I allowed to swear on your show?
Of course, of course.
We had to tone it down a little so that we don't give poor Bobby, a whole lot of headache, trying to bleep out all these swears.
Carpal tunnel from editing too much.
Yeah. Exactly. Every once in a while, he does miss one, and I have to call him like, "Oh, Bobby, you forgot a fuck." Sorry, Bobby.
See, now he's got to edit that one out.
He does. He does. So tell us a little about your clothing line. You have a clothing line.
So I started this clothing line. It's called Stacks Apparel. My friend Steve helps me run the store. I got different shirts. I had a problem with one of the designs where I have to, other people had license to it, so I had to change things up. But I
Yeah.
have different designs. Some Omerta shirts with camouflage on them. I have Chatting with Stacks mugs. I have hats. I have hoodies. There's all kinds. They're all affordable prices. And order some stuff off the website.
What's the
And
website? Tell us
and
the website.
the book's coming soon. The website is mobswag.com. It's mobswag.com.
I love it. I love it. And how do people find you? Although, we're going to still talk a little bit more, but how do people find you for your talk show?
So you go to YouTube and type in Chattin, Chattin with WITH Stacks STAXX show. And that's it. Chatting with Stacks show.
Love it. Love it. Make sure you all subscribe to that. Tell us a little bit. I'm curious about Mugshot Monday. What is Mugshot Monday?
So Mugshot Monday is a show that me and my friend Zay started. Zay was on the opposite sides of the gang spectrum. He was in a gang that I was rivals against.
Oh, wow.
And now me and him are friends.
Oh,
And
funny.
we were friends back then and we're still friends now. We didn't let any of that interfere. Maybe we stayed away from each other when we were involved, but
Right.
we came together and we started this show called Mugshot Monday, where we go over funny mugshots and different stories of different people who get arrested. So if you get arrested, don't end up on Mugshot Monday.
I love it. Listen, that's a reason not to get arrested, right?
Yeah, or if you want to get exposure, like a lot of these mob guys, get arrested and then you can be on Mugshot Monday.
Listen, I've got some mug shots of somebody I could send you. I'm gonna.
Send it.
My personal stalker. I'm gonna send you the mug shots.
Do it. Send them. I'll do a show on them.
That's funny. And tell us a little bit about. I'm just curious. Fat Dave Gambino.
So Dave, he is friends with Ciro. Shout out to Ciro,
Yes.
Paggio, and the Mob King. I just did a Mob King review. I got to watch the movie. It was incredible. Like it. People say, "Oh, it's the next Casino. It's not the next Casino. It's not the next Godfather. It's its own thing." Like because it's not like a New York mob movie. It's totally different. It's
Right.
located in Florida. There's different characters, and it's totally different. But Dave came on my show. He told stories about his father, Fat Dave Icovetti, was a Gambino captain. And Dave's just a great guy. He's awesome. And he's involved. He has it's Street Club TV, right?
Okay.
And he's doing good things down there in Florida. I can't wait to go down there and visit all them in the Sunshine State.
I know. I was just there. I tell you something. I'm really excited to see Ciro's film. I wish I could go to California for the premiere, but I can't.
I want to go too. I want to go bad, but
We should go, but I wish I could. But I know a lot of the actors in the film, and oh my God, just the short little previews that I've seen. Oh my God, it looks.
yeah, I don't know if you saw it. They sent me. So in one of the scenes in the movie, they're on a yacht eating dinner, and they sent me a shout out from the yacht while they're eating dinner, and you could see it in the movie. You could see the scene, and then you could see them giving me a shout out and sending it to me. It's crazy. I'm just like,
awesome.
blowed my mind away.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, we are unfortunately out of time. But I want to thank you, Bill, for being on the show. Thank you for all that you're doing, for inspiring so many people. I'm going to continue to be one of your biggest fans and, help you in any way I can.
I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So.
And make sure you guys subscribe to my show, Chatting with Stacks. And if you don't like it, get in the bathroom.
I love it. I'm going to start using that. Get in the bathroom.
Hey, put him in the bathroom.
That was a funny scene.
Yeah, it was.
All right. Well, thank you again. And when we come back after this quick commercial break, I will give you my final thoughts. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to It Is What It Is. I have my final thoughts for you, but first I want to thank Bill Stacks. Bill, you're incredible. You are such an inspiration. Thank you so much for sharing your story and inspiring so many people. So make sure you check out his show, Chatting with Stacks. It's a great show. Now, final thoughts. It is never, ever too late to be a better person. What you've done in the past does not define who you are. We all make mistakes. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and just be the better you. Be the best you can be. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, please comment, like, and share the show. I appreciate all your love and support, and we will see you next week. Thanks so much. Have a great night.
Live your life like